And still, all right. Look. Okay, man. Wow, what a fight. Look, this is my immediate reaction. I don't go back and edit this. I just kind of, freestyle whatever it just comes off the top of my head. And right, I literally just turned off the fight maybe 10 minutes ago. Gennady Golovkin winning by decision. I mean, look, if you go back and you listen to any of my previous videos, I did say, it's possible, it is a possibility it might go to the judges, and it did. Now, let me read to you what I wrote, immediately after, because this really was my immediate reaction. I put it up in my Facebook group, so let me just quickly read it. Okay, I wrote, and still, okay, congratulations to both guys. Great fight. This is what boxing is all about. It was close, but it seemed like Golovkin was fighting to win, and Jacobs was fighting to not lose. Okay, a lot of the punches thrown by Jacobs landed on the gloves, elbows, shoulders, chest. It looked flashy, but when you go back and count the actual landed punches, Golovkin outlanded him and landed the most meaningful shots along with a knockdown. Okay, and there was one knockdown in the fight early on. Okay, and then I put, as far as any criticism for Golovkin, I have this to say. I was a little disappointed in the inactivity and his unwillingness to trade or even take many risk. Okay, I put a risk, but I want to change that to many. He didn't really take any risk. Okay, seems like boxing has changed to safety first, take a risk never. And my criticism for Jacobs is you cannot win a fight with that particular style. It is almost a Mayweather meets Irizlandi Lara type style. The judges want to see activity, punches and bunches, and action. Um, I think the judges got it right. It was really close, but the knockdown and the meaningful punches edged it to Gennady Golovkin. Okay, like I said, that was my immediate reaction to Facebook. Now, I need to go back and watch it again, like always. The immediate reaction, and I didn't buy the fight because I no longer support pay-per-view, and I encourage you not to either. So I actually watched the live stream. So I need to go back and watch it again. But I had a pretty good quality video going on, and from what I could see, like I said, it was just a lot of flashy punches that really, I mean, he only connected maybe one around. I'm talking about Jacobs. Like, Jacobs only connected maybe one really good shot around if he was lucky. Maybe one every other round. Like I said, a lot of guys had it a draw, but most people out there agree that Golovkin edged it. Now, I mean, the big shocker is that that Jacobs could even go to the 12th round with Gennady Golovkin. And is he fading? That's my next thing. I'm kind of wondering in the back of my mind, like, is Triple G kind of, is he fading a little bit? I don't know. Like, you wonder. You just wonder, and like I said, I'm always going to be honest on my channel. And I mean, what would he look like against an Andre Ward, or uh, a Canelo, which, I mean, that's for another video. But look, in my honest opinion, I do think Golovkin is on the decline. I really do, and I'm a big fan, a big supporter. And I think tonight really showed. It kind of showed that, I didn't like the inactivity. I didn't like that he wouldn't get in that pocket and trade and just stand his ground. I mean, really, Golovkin was initiating a lot of the clinching, okay? And, putting Jacobs in headlocks, stuff like that. And really just not letting his hands go. And look, here's the thing: when a boxer starts to just not let their hands go, that's like a telltale sign. It's a red flag that they are on the decline. And And Jacobs, he hit him with some pretty good shots, and he's got a great chin. So we know, he's still got a good chin and all that. But I'm just being honest. I really believe Golovkin is on the decline. He's about to be 35 years old. So, I mean, that's just Mother Nature. You can't deny that. It's no disrespect. It's nothing, it's not a bad thing. It's just life, right? I mean, so, but I do believe he won, and I got a ton of respect for Jacobs. He went in there and gave Golovin his toughest fight ever. So you have to give it up to Jacobs. Now, what I don't like about Jacobs again is that running, that jab and grab. And even his corner was like, hey, just jab him, and throw the right and run. Basically, that was it. That's all they told him. Jab him, grab him, throw the right, run. Jab, throw the right, run. And I didn't like that. I'm like, because look, this isn't Vegas. I mean, only judges, they reward Mayweather for that shit. Okay, this isn't Las Vegas, and you're not Floyd Mayweather. The judges, they're not going to give you the fight, if you want to, fight with and use by using that style. So I'm glad that that's another thing that honestly that I was like happy to see that the that the judges, they're not giving away fights, for that style. Now, on the other hand, if you go back and watch Andre Ward and Kovalev, that's exactly what they did. So anyway, it was close. And without that knockdown, I probably wouldn't even argue a draw. You know, but again, I have to go back and watch it again. This is just my immediate reaction. Like I said, it was very, very close. It reminds me of that Pacquiao Marquez fight. I think it was it the first one or maybe the second? I cannot remember, but pretty much the knockdown is what decided the fight for me. So, it was a good thing Golovkin got that. But yeah, you can go over to the group Counterpunch Boxing. We've got a ton of replays over there in the group. But Gennady Golovkin, he's going to hold on to the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. And I really think, honestly, I really think this will draw Canelo in even more because I know Canelo's going to watch this fight and think that Golovkin is vulnerable. But here's what they need to understand. I mean, what's his name? Jacobs. I mean, he was probably damn near 180 pounds tonight. So you have to remember that too. Jacobs came in really, really heavy, and Canelo will too. Canelo will come in heavy, but Canelo is not as tall as Jacobs. He doesn't have that reach. I mean, Gennady Golovkin and Canelo are about the same size. So I think the size difference really gave Golovkin a hard time. So and then Jacobs he kept switch hitting. He'd go from southpaw back to that orthodox, and that wasn't good either. It basically got his ass knocked down and nearly knocked out. So, but I think he was doing that out of frustration because he couldn't make anything happen. So he kept, switching up his stance. So, but anyway, leave your comment below. If you're able to watch the fight, who did you have winning? And like I said, I'm honest here. I could be like these other bullshit biased channels and just praise Golovkin like he just went in there and dominated, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest. It was a close fight. But I did edge it to Gennady Golovkin. So, but look, congratulations to both guys. And, if you're listening to the video, don't hate on Jacobs because he has like dumbass fans, okay? I mean, he's actually a good guy. Now, I didn't like that at the end, Jacobs was like, yeah, I won, I got robbed, and they all know I got robbed, and blah, 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 that kind of thing. I mean, he should have just remained humble, and then, he can voice you know, his opinion later, so, but anyway, all right, guys, leave your comment below, like, share, subscribe. Gennady Golovkin, still the middleweight champion.